What's going on, everyone? It's Andy with the Birdcage Brigade, and this is Let's Take It to Locals, the series where I put around 20 decks in a spinner wheel, spin it, and then take whatever it tells me to my locals. If you watched the last two videos with Green Uta and Black Moria, thank you so much. And today we are playing Black-Yellow Luffy. And guys, I have never played this deck in my life, but here we go. I was super excited to play a Luffy leader because I bought these sleeves the same day that I bought the sleeves from the last video. So I got those cool Luffy sleeves. And the struggle here, I think, is the fact that I've never played this leader. I've bought the decks, and of course, you know, I've played the other leaders, but I've never played Black-Yellow Luffy. I've only played against it. Honestly, I played on the sim the day of recording this video, and I didn't feel very confident in this deck, or my ability in playing this deck. I know it's a really strong deck. I mean, it's one of the best top decks, but for me not being able to pilot it in the way that I've seen others pilot it, I felt kind of nervous. I'm here to have fun, but hopefully we don't scrub out and I end up getting some dubs today. This time we're going to do the deck profile a little bit differently. As you can see, I have my cards on the table and I'm trying to sort them out, put them in my sleeves. But we're going to start it off with the Searcher event, the 1-cost, the Three Brothers Bond. Up next is our 1-cost Searcher Garp, and we run 4 of him. Onto the next part of the deck, we have 2 Makino, 4 Flampe, and 4 Hiyori. Pretty standard. I feel like that's just what everyone plays. Onto the bread and butter of the deck, you run all 4 of each type of Luffy. You run 4 of the Sabos. I'm running 2 of the KO Sabos, and of course 4 of the other blocker Sabo. Up next, you see 2 blocker Nami, 4 Kuzan, and of course, the 4 Gecko Moria. I'm also playing 2 Kingdom Come to round out the deck. It's a pretty standard list. Now on to the games. The first of 3 matches is with our new friend Alec, and of course, right as things start to heat up, I kick my tripod over and I have to adjust it. But anyways, so I am playing against Alec. He said that he is new to Green-Yellow Yamato, so this is a perfect chance for me to kind of read over my own cards as well. We're both fairly new to the 2 decks that we're playing, so it was great getting to learn as we went through our game, building our boards and trying to outdo each other. But at the end of the match, I end up getting the win. The next matchup is against the homie Austin playing his pLuffy deck, and oh boy, Austin gets the search off of the Law, building his hand. My turn, I don't do anything for the second Dawn. Third Dawn into 4th Dawn using pLuffy's effect. Plays Zorojuro, I play my Kuzan. He goes attack, swings with Zoro, plays the Kid. Against the Kid, I play the Sabo to KO. Attack doesn't go through, and oh man, it is a grind game. He gets his Luffy out, that gets his Usohachi out, so that way he can rest my Kuzan. He swings at my Kuzan. I decide to save it back to me, and on my turn I go ahead and get the Garp search. Garp searches the Sabo, and then I play Hiyori, so that way I can replace the card that I get off of my life, and then I go ahead and play the Sabo to block. And now it's Austin's turn, and he has 10 Dawn. At this point, looking at his board, I got a little scared. He starts swinging with the Zorojuro. Next is the Usohachi swings, and then he swings with the Law. At this point, I have a bunch of cards in my hand, so I don't think he wants to attack my leader. So he passes it to me. On my turn, I use Luffy's effect, and then I start going through my board, attacking, cycling cards out. I get the Moria at one point, get the other cards that I need to secure the victory, and take his board out in the process. After that, he hits me with a pretty crazy Luffy. But to that, I responded with one of my favorite cards here, a Raigo. You see it there in my trash. I KO the Luffy, and then I start swinging at its face with the Moria and with my leader, the Sabo, and then he Gum Giants. His turn now, trying to play the defense game. He comes out with a Sanji as well as a Kid, I believe. Yep, there they are. My turn, I go ahead and swing with the Moria. Then I do a little math and then swing with both Sabos, and then finally with the leader for the win. Our next and final match of the night was with Edgar. And at first, I thought he was going to play his red and yellow Sabo, but he decided to switch it up today, and he went with Bonnie. Now, I know that the Bonnie versus Black-Yellow Luffy matchup is favored in his side. I've seen it with my own eyes, and I was super scared. Not to mention, he won the die roll, so he made me go first. So I play the Flampe to take my life. He passes turn. I play the Garp, going 7 with my Luffy to her Bonnie. He counters out with the event. His turn, he does not do anything except for attack. My turn, I go ahead and place my Dawn, do some thinking, of course, and then swing at life with my leader, play the Sabo effect. He gets to go for his turn, playing the Basil Hawkins. I love to hit on this card so much. It's such a good card, but it's so tedious to play against. But I'm over here thinking about what I'm going to do and whether I should establish a board or just attack. I decided to attack, which probably wasn't the right idea, but I attack with my Sabo, allocate some Dawn to my Garp, swing with my Garp, and then, of course, swing with my Luffy. It's his turn, and he plays out Rosinante, which plays out the Cavendish. Cavendish gives him 2 Dawn, so that way he can allocate it to his leader and keep one active to rest one of my things. And it's funny, I think I put my Sabo in my Dawn area instead of the field areas. Okay, cool. Just a little mess up there as I'm floundering, trying to figure out what to do now that he has a big board. And man, I am not seeing the pieces that I want. So my 9 Dawn turn, I go ahead and just play out the Moria into the Nami and the Garp to start drawing and searching. But man, it was a struggle, still not finding what I needed, still at 3 life. Edgar's turn again. He plays the carrot to rest my Sabo, and that Sabo stays rested for a long time. It's actually pretty crazy. He goes and plays another Hawkins. At this point, I'm still not seeing what I need to see. He's building his board. He's letting things go, but he's keeping his strong things unrested. Doesn't want to attack my life. He blocks, and he keeps resting my leader. Here he ends up playing a Shanks to destroy my Moria, carried into Flampe. I start floundering again because he's building a board. It's pretty crazy. I allocate my Dawn to play a Rygo to get rid of that Shanks, leaving me with less Dawn that I want to have, but it is what it is. I decide to just allocate it to my leader and swing with 9. Of course, he is going to rest the Nami, and it's his turn again, and this is the beginning of the end for me. He plays the Dofi, resting all 3 of the rested characters on my board. My turn, don't really get to do anything other than just kind of flounder around, play a Flampe, get some brothers in my life, swing a respectable amount with my Garp. His turn now, so he starts swinging. He sees the book that I have in my hand, but he's not afraid. He goes ahead and swings with his Rosinante, his Dofi, adds another Dofi into the mix, swings with the Hawkins, and it's back to me. I forget that the second Dofi stunned my stuff, so I'm just there trying to figure out what I'm going to do with 2 of my blockers being rested, my leader being rested. I'm trying to figure out what I can play. I get a Sabo in there. It's not enough, though. Try to put some brothers into my life again. My leader is at 7, but I don't think it's enough. And what he does is he plays that Eustace Captain Kidd, and he basically cements his win right here. I cannot go over that Captain Kidd, even if I wanted to. I know that he has cards in his hand. He has that blocker. Man, it is just so hard to get over that. And to finish it out, that Hody Jones hits me with a bunch of big numbers, and he gets the win. I end up going 2-1 with Black-Yellow Luffy tonight. If you stayed and watched the whole entire video, thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.
Nah, but yeah, good shit. Austin! Hi, Nicole. What's on?
You run them as a 2 over 1 over.